What's going on, guys? This is Isaac Esau Gay from SellItLikeIsaac.com. Now, typically you don't see me smoking a cigar or in this type of attire. I normally talk about marketing, sales, and business, but this video is personal, it's special. This is a human moment for me, and hopefully you can learn something from it. Most social media companies or business agencies, they don't talk about personal struggles. I'm a little different. See, your personal life can affect your business life if you don't get the help you need. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about my personal struggles and childhood traumas and how I cope with it so I can better my personal life, but also be productive in my business life. So stay tuned. I hope you like this episode, and please leave your comments down below. And if you just need someone to listen to without judgment, you can call me. It's all love. We all we got as entrepreneurs. Who am I? I'm an actor, the world's greatest salesman, a digital marketer, an entrepreneur, a businessman, a son of an immigrant. I'm just me, Isaac Gay. I love people. I love sales. I love challenges. I love business. It's my oxygen. I've always sold products since I was a little kid. In the first grade, selling tattoos, all the way to the third grade, selling tattoos, candy, all types of stuff. I remember one time I had like a bunch of dollar bills on my top drawer, and one day my father was looking for stuff, and he saw this piles of cash in my top drawer, and he thought I was selling drugs at 11 years old. And I told him what I was doing with that money. I was saving it to buy the new Nintendo 64 game. And I sold candy and tattoos to my classmates, and that's how I was able to accumulate that money. So I've always been in that field, always had that business mindset. My father came from Barbados, the Caribbean island, Christchurch to be exact. He was an immigrant, grew up very poor in Barbados, and saved up money, worked for the city, and he invested in real estate at a very young age. He was gonna get his house at 19, but he wound up getting it at 21, and then he just kept building his real estate empire in Brooklyn, New York, Bedford-Stuyvesant. And I saw my father, how hard he worked, 6 days a week, and then the last day, which was Sunday, he gave it up to the Almighty Father, Some people call him Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, God, or the universe. And I just saw that. I saw that hard work, the hard work ethic. And then also, without my mother, my father wouldn't be as successful as he was, because teamwork is the dream work. And my mother was a great partner when it came to helping my father build this business. And she was a business owner as well. She owned a cleaning company and did pretty well for herself. And got a big contract with some of the colleges in Brooklyn and Manhattan, and hired about 20, 30 people. So my parents are entrepreneurs, and that's who I am. That's my bloodline. So I grew up in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and at the time, especially when I was growing up, there was gangs, crime, drama. Single motherhood rates was sky high in my neighborhood. Just a lot of drama, a lot of crime and murder. And I always asked my father, like, why are we still living here when you have all these houses, you know what I'm saying, where we could live in a rich neighborhood? But my father gave me the answer, and I won't share it, but as I got older, I totally understand where he was coming from. He had a mission, he had a vision, and he was able to retire at 45 years old. He could have retired at 40 because all of his investments and his company that he worked for, sanitation in the city of New York, you can retire at 15 years of service instead of 20 years. But he had a dream, he had a mission, and it was to be well off, not to work for anybody anymore, and to retire as soon as possible so he can do what he loves, and that's writing books, which I'm helping him with that, and to explore nature, to explore the world, and do what he wants to do, his childhood dreams. So yeah, so that's what I was around. I was also around church people. Kind of grew up in the Jehovah's Witness religion. Went to Catholic school. My father was a Baptist, a Pentecostalist, I believe. So I was all mixed up anyway. But most of my friends were drug dealers, scam artists, and they were hustlers. You know what I'm saying? The people in church, the people at my mother's Kingdom Hall, to me they were fake. Like they were playing this persona, but they really wanted to do mischievous things. The people in the street that I was hanging out with, the drug dealers, the cheaters, they were real in a sense where I knew who they were. I knew what I was getting myself involved with. You know, they weren't pretending to be anybody. I'm so happy that I met my mentor and I was slowly getting away from that environment because I started to go down that path. So, just to tell you a little bit about the nitty gritty, I was about 9 years old. In the third grade, I was living in East New York, Stanley Avenue houses in the projects, and me and my cousin was playing, you know, tag and stuff like that with our skates on, and all of a sudden I saw these two men from like, you know, the park entrance, and then they were meeting another guy on the west side entrance, and something told me, something so strong, hide yourself, Isaac. And I didn't know what it was. It had to be God, because about 2 minutes later, I mean, it was like Babe Ruth, man. You know, it was like all these gunshots. Oh my God, what's going on? I'm 9 years old. I'm running for dear life. My cousin is running for dear life. We go back in our building, and as I'm running, I see the two guys running away that just murdered this guy that was on the west entrance. And then I see one of the killers. I locked eyes with him, and I was shook. And the day before, I actually saw something on the news where this son witnessed a murder in the Brooklyn area. Him and his mom was in witness protection program, and he snitched on the person, or told the cops about what was going on. And then like a week later, they found the mother and son dead in the house. And I was just afraid, because I know witness protection doesn't mean anything. The killers will find you if they need to, especially if they are drug dealers or gang members. So I never told on the guys that killed this other guy. I didn't know the other guy. I didn't know the killers, but I just kept my mouth shut. That moment on, to this day, when I hear a loud noise, I'm a little, you know, skeptical about my surroundings. At a young age, I used to carry a knife with me because I was scared. You know, somebody was going to do something like that to me. My friends had access to a gun if I needed one. And I was super defensive. I was antisocial. And I couldn't cope with it. It was like, how could somebody be so evil and mean to just murder someone like that? How? You know, why am I dealing with this? I'm listening to my parents. I'm going to, you know, church, following God. It's like, why I have to experience that? So I'm having these nightmares. I'm like all these demons in my head. I was on Prozac, Xanax, trying to cope with these problems, talking to the elders in my church. Until one day, I auditioned in the 11th grade for Little Shop of Horrors as Mr. Mushnik. I'm probably mispronouncing the name, but Little Shop of Horrors, Mr. Mushnik, the older guy who owns the store. Not the right casting, but it was a school play, for crying out loud. I got the part, and being on stage was the best thing I've ever felt in my life. Besides the medication, besides therapy and talking to the church elders, acting was like therapy. It was better than sex being on that stage. And that became my therapy for me. And that's why I'm an actor to this day. And it really helped me to cope with my PTSD. Getting off of coffee, cigarettes, well, I'm smoking a cigar now, but once in a blue moon. Stay away from sugar, eating more gluten-free products. All of that stuff, my diet, getting 8 hours of sleep, all that stuff helped me to cope with these problems and issues that I had, and still dealing with. Being not confident when I'm around people, being so self-conscious, and acting was my therapy. Acting helped me to be myself, to be free, to be confident. That's what it did for me. And besides that, also, like I mentioned, dieting, aromatherapy. I have eucalyptus all around my house, mint, lemon. Meditation. Creating goals, creating an actual calendar, and following that schedule. Reading The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, The Alchemist by Pablo Coelho. Like all of this, things that were coming to me because I was seeking an escape, a distraction. And I was able to get it because the law of attraction was coming my way. I was trying to find what I needed to cope with these inner issues that I had, this pain that I was dealing with that I couldn't really express to everybody because they didn't understand. Not even a therapist who has degrees or psychologist who has degrees couldn't understand me. I had to find something. And I found it by accident, because originally I wanted to be a model and I had some success, but acting was my therapy, and eating the right food was my therapy, and staying away from sugars and caffeine was my therapy. So I don't know what you've dealt with in your life, but let me tell you something. Dieting, sleep, and having goals is the biggest distraction to propel your personal life and your business life. So, I don't want to make it too long, the video, but if you have any questions about my personal traumas and how I still cope with them to this day, please send me an email, leave a comment. I would love to connect with you. And it's important as small business owners that we are truthful to ourselves and honest with ourselves and share our stories with other entrepreneurs. Because trust me, this is nothing. I know people that, didn't have their mom growing up, their father growing up, their house was hit with a rocket launcher in Liberia, who saw their mother die right in front of them, who were drug addicts. So this is really nothing compared to a lot of traumas that other people go through. But this is my story. And I'm hoping that you can take something from it. So thanks again for watching and listening. And stay tuned for some more content on my YouTube show. Peace.